Hey everyone, this is a quick introduction. I went to LA and Las Vegas before I started my YouTube channel, so I didn't film enough while I was there to make the best vlog, but I've got loads of information, loads of photos, maps. I provided details of where to find specific birds. I must have got 50 plus lifers mixed over Las Vegas and LA, totally unexpected. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. So we stayed in the Ramada by Wyndham in Costa Mesa because it was near some family we were there to see. So first night we got there, we didn't really do anything. Next morning I woke up and went off for a drive. I just found the closest bit of greenery and water. And it just happened to be this place called Polaris Drive. And I got my first lifer, song sparrow. It was pretty dark, so high ISO, but managed to get some shots I was happy with. And then moved up to this Galaxy View Park, which was literally just a bit of green and flowers in front of a housing estate, and a beautiful rufous hummingbird, male rufous hummingbird, followed by a female. Yeah, just couldn't believe it. This tiny patch of flowers, amazing. And then I looked over the sort of verge, and more song sparrow on a cactus. Yeah, stunning birds. They're probably, I'm assuming they're everywhere. And then looking over, I saw a bird jump around, a yellowish bird, and I was panicked because I missed it. And I waited and waited, and then it jumped back out. Common yellowthroat. Looks like some sort of bandit. Fantastic. So, running out of time, I had to drive back. And there's this female western bluebird and a male western bluebird. This was on some sort of school field. I can't remember where the school field was, but it was near that Polaris Drive and our hotel. In between, as I was driving, I just saw this sort of flock of birds, and they looked unusual, even for LA. I just saw something was weird, especially when I saw these pin-tailed wide-eye. As I looked them up, they're actually from Africa rather than LA, so obviously released. And then same with this Indian silverbill, as the name suggests, it was from India. Then on to the big Bolsa Chica Preserve. This is the Bolsa Chica Ecological Reserve. Came here yesterday, the first day. It's Thursday now. Got here on Tuesday. And down there's a willet, which I saw in Costa Rica, and now there are hundreds. And my first reddish egret over there. It's constantly California brown pelicans, Forster's terns, new bird. Song sparrow just landed on this fence here. Anna's just having a look over there. Great white egrets, snowy egrets. There's like rays in the water, little fish for the Forster's terns, royal terns. You can, when they said 300 species, if you were here long enough and wow, that's a big bird. It must be all the way over there. So you really have to watch. You have to have the camera ready because things just suddenly make a call and they shoot past. But yeah, it's Disneyland here. I wasn't quick enough earlier. There was a snowy egret lodged. Well, let's have a look at the brown pelican. Is it over my head? Whole flocks of them constantly flying by. Just trying to distinguish them now from the eastern brown pelican. There's something with the red on the ones you normally see in the Caribbean and Costa Rica. Oh, there goes a snowy egret right past Anna's head. Now, is that a cricket, a frog, or a bird? No. Yeah, this is protected nesting area. What do they say here? Yeah, I'd love to see a roadrunner. Yeah, this is looks like the least terns. Oh, they do have least terns here. So I must get my camera ready for any of those showing up. Oh yeah, you can see all the pelicans nesting over there. On the way to the reserve one morning, heard a noise in the car park of our hotel and went to investigate, and it was a black phoebe, so another lifer for me. I didn't recognise the call, but went and looked for it. It was just in our car park. It's fantastic. So on the way down to one of the trips to Bolsa Chica, I saw this hawk above the car on the highway, flying directly along the highway. I thought, right, get down there quickly, pull over and grab it, which I did, and it just flew towards me perfectly. Bang, bang, got some great shots off. They're reddish egrets, first for me, a lifer. The light was quite harsh. I kept trying to find the angle from where I was standing to try and get the least amount of heat haze and overexposure. Yeah, great looking bird. I don't know why I think, is it the wind making its feathers stick up like that, or do they just stick up naturally? A willet, my first one I saw in Costa Rica. Great blue heron, the western version of our grey heron. Big old thing. Great egret, get them everywhere in the world. And long-billed dowagers, definitely a first for me. Mixed in with willets and a marble godwit in the back there. Forster's tern, that's a lifer for me. A big flock of long-billed dowagers and willets. Snowy egret. Marble godwit, again lifer for me, the largest of the 4 godwits. Long-billed dowagers in flight. Always sort of taking pictures to hope there's something unusual in amongst them. And reddish egret on the move. That white out background is not great, but we make do with what we get. Some more willets and long-billed dowagers on the move again. Another song sparrow in the reeds. Closer picture of a willet. And yet another of snowy egret I've seen everywhere. And a new bird for me, a Savannah sparrow. And our little friend, the least sandpiper, first saw in Costa Rica. Tiny, tiny little things. Beautiful things. Another Forster's tern. Plenty of those. Flock of California brown pelicans at the back of the reserve. And then they would be flying in from the ocean. I missed getting a picture of an osprey apparently doing the same thing. I thought it was a pelican. I believe it's either a neotropic cormorant or a Brandt's cormorant. I'm never good at IDing these. An American black crowned night heron, a slight different subspecies over there in America and the Caribbean. Blue heron spearing a fish. And satisfied after that little meal. We're living our best lives. Sorry, is there a bit of smudge on there? Yeah, we're living our best lives. Anna's enjoying all the water stuff, all the that's a western gull. It's their version of the herring gull. Look at this, all the pelicans behind us. So you got hundreds of them landing, taking off, landing. Forster's terns. We've just seen some grey plovers. Got a new bird here. You got to check everything. It landed. I thought it was a song sparrow, the one I got yesterday, but it had slightly more yellow on its neck. Turns out it's a Savannah sparrow. Another new bird. And had that disappointing moment when you think you see a new bird, but it's a bird you've already seen with different plumage. Anna's feeling a bit stiff. She's becoming proper Californian with her yoga and stretching in public. Go girl. Better be careful because the sun's coming out and I'm going to get burnt. Better get my umbrella out. The famous storm cab umbrella. good. So far from today, I think I'm at something like 20 new species in a day and a half. I remember when I was in England, I thought, okay, I usually have a good sort of idea of what kind of tally I'm going to get in terms of new species, and I didn't expect to get, I thought maybe in LA I might get sort of 7 or 8, and 20. So I bet you even Vegas will be a surprise. It'll be like a real big surprise, a shocker, how many things we've missed and never bothered to look at in the past. Okay, signing out for now. Little stop near the hotel just for a bit of greenery, Marina View Park, where I got my first decent photo of a dark-eyed junco. Got a couple from the roadside, but they were awful. This was actually just right in front of me. And then Swinhoe's white-eye. I thought it was something else. I think this is a an Asian bird that's been released over here. But I had to be quick with the manual focus to get this through the leaves. And then this great view of a black phoebe catching a wasp or bee of some type. What a beast. Not to be trifled with, that bee. Another black phoebe in great lighting on the ground. And then off to the Upper Newport Bay Nature Reserve. I've been trying to get here. This will be one of my question marks. I believe maybe a Cassin's kingbird. Somebody can help me out here. Probably a greater yellowlegs. That's the longer beak, isn't it? And the always present turkey vulture. Everywhere, all over America and the Caribbean. Then on to Fairview Park, where I got some really great views of red-tailed hawks. I've seen these all over LA, so no shortage of those, but some really good ones came down low. Yeah, it's like our common buzzard, but a little lighter, even though they do come in different morphs and colours. House wren is a new bird for me. Hannah's hummingbird. Probably got that all the way back in 2005 when I came over to America. This one's in pretty good lighting. And question mark on this one is coming up as a vermilion flycatcher. So you tell me. Drove to the end to the green at Canyon Drive. Possible western kingbird. Again, these things just look so similar to many other kingbirds. Another house wren. And then somebody's front porch had bird feeders and a bird bath, and got these lesser goldfinch. Great, fantastic find. Didn't even have to go looking for them in the bush. It was just coming to people's houses. Western bluebird, a nice one this time. I never got a brilliant photo, but this is as good as I got. On to Crystal Cove State Park. Just come into Crystal Cove Beach, and I'm just clambering through to see some Herman's gulls while we're here. It's a bit of a rocky trek past this bit of the mountain, which Anna can't do in flip-flops. So I'm just going to run ahead and get it. Beautiful looking gulls. These new boots are coming into their own. Let me see. Better walk on that. So yeah, just came down that walkway. Pacific Ocean. Never take it for granted how lucky I am. Beautiful, look at this, yeah. Just walking down the path where we parked our car. I think I ticked off like 2 or 3 new birds already. I missed a little quail. I'm sure I'll see it again. There's a runner wanting to get by. And we're through. I think that's another willet. They are taking plenty of pictures of. And then just up ahead there's a little group of the Western and Herman's gulls. So this is going to be the best kind of light to take pictures of them, because yeah, we're blessed today with a bit of overcast skies. So nice even tones. Pacific Ocean as I live and breathe. Yeah, it was $15 to get in here. I didn't pay it at first. I drove in. He said you can pay. The guy, the security guard said you can pay in cash at the door here, or we can do it through the app. And I said I'll do it through the app because I like to keep things all in the house, just in case I didn't want to stop and drive back out. And you know, Anna obviously rolled her eyes, and eventually we drove in and saw there was quite a lot happening, so we went back and paid for it. Yeah, just I can see a seabird or two. That might be a curlew of some type. Fingers crossed. New species, a California thrasher, probably a youngish one, just near the car park. And then Rent It, another lifer. This was all just in the scrub, top of the beach. And another one, a Northern Harrier, another lifer for me. Couldn't get quite close enough. Then down to see the Herman's gulls on the beach. Do love the Herman's gulls, that grey and the orange beak, fantastic looking things. And just stayed with them for a little while, tried to get them in flights, moving around, flocking in with the California gulls. If you put a herring gull or a California gull in front of me, I wouldn't be able to tell the difference. I mean, what does it look? It looks like a kind of a greater black-backed gull with the pink legs. So basically a mixture of Herman's gulls, juvenile, adult. Don't know what the plumage is, winter plumage, summer plumage. Not an expert, just someone will be able to explain it to me in the comments. Thank you, whoever it is that does it. Then onto a flock of shorebirds. Hudsonian whimbrel. Different to our Eurasian whimbrel. Apparently you have to see it in flight to spot the little white bit that tells you it's a Hudsonian. And this is a lifer as well, a long-billed curlew. Saw from the distance the colour, I just thought something's unusual about that one. Lovely landing shot here. Grey plover, get them everywhere. Europe and America and the Caribbean. Ever present. Now this I thought was just a turnstone, but it turns out to be a new species for me, a black turnstone. Great looking birds. I thought maybe it was just some different plumage or maybe an American subspecies. Maybe it technically is an American subspecies. Spotted sandpiper. I don't think I've ever got any good shots of these with the spots. And then just a mixture of the shorebirds all mingling together. The whimbrels, the long-billed curlews, California gulls, just running in and out of the surf, grabbing little insects and stray fish. What a great time that was. I'd live on that beach if I could. And another new bird, California towie. Yeah, it's one of those, quickly trying to get my camera settings while it was jumping around. Cheeky squirrel having a munch. The ever-present black phoebe. And a new one for me, a orange-crowned warbler. Didn't see much of the orange. Going back out to the car park, a red-shouldered kite. A new bird, not great lighting though. And the ever-present red-tailed hawk. So off to Vegas, and we stayed at the Aloft Henderson, which was near our family in Vegas. And the first bird we got to see was in the car park, the great-tailed grackle. A familiar sight from Costa Rica. Female this is. Then off to the Henderson Birdwatching Preserve. On the outside of it, spotted a coyote. So I thought, oh, please let there be a roadrunner in the same shot. So I'm in the Las Vegas Birdwatching Reserve, which is much better than I expected. I didn't think it was anything like this. There's several huge pools. And the big one was I was hoping for a roadrunner. And I just got it. I came here early yesterday morning for about an hour, and I've got to come back because it's going to take hours to get around here. So I was in the, what is it? Sort of probably the southwest corner, and saw one start walking across the road. Got some pictures. It went, and then it looked like it came out, but it wasn't. It was an adult, because the first one was a bit scruffy. So I got pictures of that. I was happy with that. The pictures of the adult didn't come out too well. I thought, did I blow it? So I sat under the tree for sort of 10 minutes, hoping it would, maybe it was feeding its young, because I saw something in its mouth. And so I've got to keep an eye on things flying over. Is it feeding its young and it's going to come back out? 10 minutes I sat there, nothing happened. Okay, I'm going to walk over there. Walked over and looked down, and there it was, looking at me from the bushes. But it was in the shadow, so I had to quickly just adjust my settings. Got it, and it came out right out into the open, stuck his tail up, put it down, walked a bit, stuck his tail up, put it down, bang, 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 bang. Happy bunny, greater roadrunner. Everything else here, there's just got some redneck phalarope, a Abert's towie. So it's three new birds in total. Yeah, and then some other things I hadn't seen yesterday. Some wood duck. All of this is too far away. The sun's really strong. You're not getting great photos unless things are in the sun. So yeah, look, there's huge pond there, huge pond there. They're doing some construction over there. Yeah, it doesn't look like it, because we did drive around it, and I thought this place is probably going to be one or two pools, and then you get in there and it's like heaven. American avocets all over the place, white-faced ibis, yesterday picked up a thing called a verdin yellowface, grey body little bird. I don't know if you can see in this little bunch of ducks over there, but they're all in shade, so really difficult to get pictures. Little sort of bunnies that you can get within 8 feet of, and they don't go. Ruddy duck. It's almost like a it's almost like a white-headed duck. Sort of bit of white and a bit of pintail. American avocets, American moorhens. What else? A couple of night herons. I'm sure I saw a green heron. Lots of, I think they're orange-crowned yellow warblers or something. So I better get going. I'm seeing things flicking about. So. Greeted with a lifer in the car park, a verdin, silvery bird with a yellow face. All scrambling to get these shots, and you think, is this going to be the only one you ever see? But then they were quite common. The ever-present house finch. Now, I had this down as several species, but they were all the same bird. They just had different plumages all around LA and all around Vegas. Another orange-crowned warbler. Pied-billed grebe. I think it's a juvenile. First seen these in Dominican Republic. Black-necked grebe. I think they call these something else over in America. We call them the black-necked grebe. Actually, I think they're called the eared grebe, aren't they, in America? So I thought I had a new species when I read that. And I went, oh, they're just the same. They're just different name. And then another lifer, a Gambel's quail, along there with a mourning dove, by the feeders of the preserve. I thought where they released birds like pets, but no, they are legit wild birds. And this turned out to be a dusky black-crowned night heron, a subspecies, so technically a tick. I'll always take that. A white-faced ibis without the white face, a new species. An Albert's towhee, another new species. Cinnamon teal, another new species. Thank you very much. I just thought I'd grab a little picture of one of the local rabbits. And there it is, the greater roadrunner. Hallelujah. Giving me some epic shots. Very chill around me. I mean, yeah, I stood very, very still. And it was a little bit spooked if I move around, but tried to follow it into the bush. But yeah, thank you, sir. You gave me epic shots. I say sir, I don't know if it's a female. Anybody tell me if it's a male or female? I like to ask the audience. Another little cheeky rabbit. Are they some sort of desert rabbit? This was a great little moment of a great egret and a snowy egret coming in across the water together. Just trying to select the ones that made them look really good, like this one, where their wings are in the same sort of angle. Juvenile pied-billed grebe. I'm not sure where the species is. I'll always grab a photo. Some mallards. And then a black-tailed gnatcatcher. I believe this is a male on the edge of the reserve. I thought it might have been a similar gnatcatcher to ones I'd seen in Costa Rica, but nope, it's a lifer for me. Thank you very much. And then another new species, a redneck phalarope. Couldn't get any closer to this. They were right in the middle of one of the big pools, so I had to sort of move around, try to find the angle with the least amount of blown out highlights. Yeah, hoping they'd give me a flyby. Didn't happen. And then another new species, a brewer's sparrow. Looked like other birds I got before, but no, it turned out to be a lifer. Thank you very much. This place is turning out to be a cracker. Very subtle differences, but it was pretty much confirmed it was really a lifer. Yet another lifer, a ruddy duck. The light was very harsh on these with that white cheek and dark head, but I tried to do the best I could in post. I don't know, some sort of frog. Anybody tell me what the species is? And this darter or dragonfly, what the species is, folks, you let me know. Some more greater roadrunner on another trip there. Yeah, can't get enough of these. Would this be the female? It looks a bit less chunkier than the previous one. I don't know. Male or female? Let me know, guys. Tough lighting, but it came out okay in the end. Then on the hummingbird feeder, More Anna's hummingbird. I believe this is the female. No, this is the female, the greenish one, and then the male is the one with the red spots. Having a little preen up in the bushes while I sat comfortably on a bench. Spotted sandpiper wandering around. I'm always hoping these are some sort of other species, but turns out to be spotted. And driving out of the reserve, a little American kestrel perched up on a lamp. And then when my wife went to church here, up on the St. Francis of Assisi, I've just looked for the closest bit of green and headed there. And just this little car park off Reunion Drive. And straight away on one of the school fences, a northern mockingbird. And then this was spectacular, about 4 American robins. Now, ironically, this was a lifer in the UK the year before. I'd driven all the way down to Eastbourne. It was a big deal. This American robin had been blown into the town of Eastbourne and went down there to get it, hundreds of people. And then I get to Las Vegas, of all places, and I get a flock of them all to myself. And then onto this golf course, the Rio Seco Golf Club, which was just a bit of green. I drove in to have a look at the bushes, and a red-breasted nuthatch. I heard the call and I followed it around wondering what it was, a tiny, tiny little bird. And it jumped around in the trees and I got off plenty of shots. A bit difficult, it was a bit fast, but I got plenty I was happy with. And then the floating dock of Lake Mead went for a drive outside of Vegas. And more Gambel's quails in a housing area, taken from the luxury of my vehicle. I didn't even have to get out. And then a lifer, a flock of American avocet. Difficult, very difficult lighting, the harsh sunlight. But they were just in the water by the floating dock. We just took them from the car window. Now, this is a question mark. It's coming out as a North American Gasander. Over here it might be a Merganser. So maybe some sort of subspecies. So I've put it down as a lifer because I just put, if it's a subspecies, I'll do that. More white-faced ibis. More avocet a bit further up. Made sure I filled my boots with these because they were being so showy. So back in LA, we stayed at the Holiday Inn Express further in, just to see what the difference was. Didn't like it, but the car park provided some good birds. We had the red-fronted Amazon, the first parrots we'd seen actually land nearby. A big flock of those in the car park, bit scruffy looking city birds. More northern mockingbirds, alerted by their song. And just a wandering squirrel on the fence outside. I mean, I just go for a walk in the morning anywhere just to find wildlife while my wife gets ready. A rufous hummingbird, female, just flying in and out of a local house and estate on the edge, collecting nectar from flowers. Fantastic. So just driving up the coast, I noticed ground squirrels running around. So I jumped out with my bag of nuts I always carry on me. Wow, you're storing them in your mouth. Yeah, I'm putting loads down, they're disappearing.
Honey, look this way.
Oh yeah, look, his cheek's getting bigger. They're just stuffing them in. jamming them in his mouth. Look at the size. Yeah, this must be the daddy. He scares them away. He's like he's holding the fort. Nobody touch these until I've stuffed them all in my mouth. Look, he's holding my hand down so I don't go. Look at those chops. Went to meet up with another family member at Vibe Organic at Dana Point. And while waiting, I just went round the back to a housing estate and found Black Phoebe. And this is another question mark, high up in a tree. It's possibly something called a Cordilleran flycatcher. Couldn't quite get a good angle on it to ID it properly. And then on the overlook to Laguna Beach, my BirdNet app picked up this Nuttall's woodpecker. Told me it was a Nuttall's woodpecker. I didn't know until I got it, and got some great pictures of it. It was a bit hidey at first, and then it just jumped out, and then it just let me fire away to my heart's content. For our final sunset, we went to Little Corona del Mar Beach. And while just waiting for the sun to go down, our final sunset, we saw a B-29 go by. That was a little touch. The ever-present spotted sandpiper with no spots. And then a fly past of, I'm assuming they're Brandts, B-R-A-N-D-T, Brandt's cormorants. Anyone correct me? Some resting on a rock with the California brown pelicans. I was looking in amongst them for anything else that might have been a one-off, but no, it was just those two species. On the final day, just to make sure we were near the airport, we didn't want to it was a long drive, it was a 2-hour drive, and if we hit traffic, we'd have been in trouble. So we got up to the airport about 2 hours early, and we used this Dockweiler Youth car park just to chill in and have a sort of catch-up sleep after a big lunch. And it provided a lot of flyby birds. We had the California brown pelican, few of those, and a mixture of terns. Like some of them I couldn't quite identify. I think mostly Forsters. Not sure what this one was. I don't know about this one. Could that be a roseate tern? Somebody help me out. Definitely another Forster's tern here, and this is probably a royal tern. I've seen them all over the Caribbean and the coast of California. Another Brandt's cormorant, maybe. And then a new bird I thought might have just been something I've seen before was a brewer's blackbird. These are the females. And then these totally black ones with a slight sheen of purple and blue being the male, I assume. Hope I got this ID correct. The bird ID app seemed to be pretty sure of it. And a final little flyby by a female house finch, I'm assuming. Hope you enjoyed the video.